Passport problems, the delays that could put your summer travel plans on hold. Mission to the moon. A Southern Californian is making history, and we talk to his proud father. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. If you have an overseas trip planned this year, you may have to wait more than 4 months for a new passport, and delays are likely to get worse as we head into the summer months. The State Department says they are seeing unprecedented demand for new passports. Many Americans are taking trips they could not take earlier in the pandemic. At the end of March, travelers waited 10 to 13 weeks for a routine passport application. Even expedited applications still took 7 to 9 weeks. Travel experts say if you have an international trip planned for this year or even 2024, you better act soon. All of the storms we've had this winter have resulted in possibly the deepest snowpack California has had in more than 70 years. The April 1st snow survey near Lake Tahoe revealed that the statewide snowpack is 237% of normal for the date. That has prompted Governor Gavin Newsom to roll back some drought restrictions. But is it possible to have too much of a good thing? We now face a possibility of flooding as all that snow melts, depending on how quickly California warms up. We are due for a warm-up this week. Meteorologist Stephanie Omo is tracking a spike in temperatures in your weather rundown.
Hello, everyone. Good news heading our way. As we continue this week, we can expect warmer temperatures. For example, as we check out the temperature trend for West Covina, as we head into later on this week, temperatures will be soaring to the upper 70s Thursday, down into the mid 70s Friday into Saturday before we warm things up as we head toward the latter part of the weekend, Easter Sunday, talking about temperatures in the 80s. So the reason for the roller coaster in temperature, so we do have this area of low pressure that continues to slide its way further to the east. We have some ridging happening here across the west. This is going to allow temperatures to briefly warm up, but we are keeping track of another disturbance sliding in across the Pacific Northwest. Is going to bring a cold front with it, dropping those temperatures a little bit as we head into Friday, but then not for long because we can expect high pressure system to briefly build up across the area. The Climate Prediction Center, they're very good at putting out these temperature maps. So next week, it looks like much of the country will experience above normal temperatures. So we'll see about that. Fingers crossed. Back to you.
A heartbreaking ordeal for one Southern California family. This is little Madden Owaller, and he would have celebrated his first birthday this Friday. Instead of a party, his heartbroken family is planning a funeral after little Madden was hit and killed by a suspected DUI driver. The deadly crash happened Sunday afternoon along Antonio Parkway in Las Flores. Baby Madden was in a stroller with his parents when a driver hopped the sidewalk and slammed right into them. Madden died and his parents are hospitalized. The scene of the crash is now covered in flowers and candles.
I'm actually a bereaved parent, so my heart just goes out to them. I get it. And to know what the parents are going to be going through and are going through, it's heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking.
The suspected driver is a 54-year-old man from San Clemente. He is under arrest, accused of driving under the influence of drugs. A record $13 million civil settlement will be announced against the Long Beach Unified School District. This is for the shooting death of 18-year-old Mona Rodriguez. Former school safety officer Eddie Gonzalez is accused of shooting and killing Rodriguez in 2021. The shooting happened near Millikan High School, where Gonzalez was on patrol. Police say Gonzalez investigated an altercation in the street and then shot at a moving car with Rodriguez inside. The young mother was hit and later died at the hospital. Gonzalez has pleaded not guilty to the charges in his criminal case. Here's a chase you don't see every day. News Chopper 4 was over this pursuit of a stolen LA County Sheriff's cruiser. A woman took off with the SUV in Compton and drove all the way to Anaheim with the lights flashing.
And these units are trying to come at her from all directions. Again, they've been authorized to box her in. This may be their chance.
The chase came to an end in this industrial yard, and the woman was arrested. We still don't know how she was able to steal the sheriff's cruiser. We did notice she was wearing a shirt that said security. A huge crackdown on investment scams in LA. Federal prosecutors seized more than $66 million in cryptocurrency. Now, as a part of the scam, prosecutors say that fraudsters would cultivate long-term online relationships with victims, eventually enticing them to make investments on fake trading platforms. In reality, the DOJ says the victims' funds were being funneled to accounts controlled by scammers and their associates. So far, the FBI has identified at least 10 victims. And an effort to recall LA City Council member Kevin De Leon related to that scandal at City Hall has failed again. The campaign's lead organizer says the group failed to collect enough voter signatures to get a recall question placed on the ballot. Well, she tried 4 times to recall the council member and says she does not plan on launching another effort against him. De Leon's term ends at the end of 2024. Virgin Orbit has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection after failing to secure funding. The satellite launch company is headquartered in Long Beach, and we told you last week how the company planned to lay off nearly all of its workforce, about 85% of its employees. Virgin Orbit developed a system that uses a modified 747 jet to send satellites into space, but its last mission suffered a mid-flight failure. The company has been looking for new financial backing for months after majority owner Richard Branson decided not to fund it further. Hollywood is bracing for a potential strike. The Writers Guild of America says its members will cast their ballots on strike authorization starting next week. The union is pushing for increases in pay and residuals, especially when it comes to streaming content. Last time when writers walked off the job, Hollywood productions came to a halt for 100 days. All right, so don't you hate it when you book a flight thinking you're getting a great deal, and then later you actually see the price has dropped, but then you're locked in at the higher rate? Well, Google wants to change that. It's testing a new program for airfare rebates. Select domestic U.S. flights and some international flights departing from the U.S. will show up on Google Flights with a new price guarantee badge. This means you'll be eligible for a refund on that itinerary if the price goes down. So the flights need to be bookable through the existing Book on Google feature. Right now, Alaska, Hawaiian, and Spirit Airlines are the main Book on Google partners. It's been 50 years since humans last orbited the moon, but soon 4 people will do just that. And one of them grew up right here in Southern California. NBC4's McCullough Medina talked to his proud father.
Your Artemis II pilot, Victor Glover.
Surrounded by NASA's astronaut corps, Pomona's very own Victor Glover Jr., making his hometown and his dad very proud.
I had tears in my eyes watching the whole announcement ceremony.
Victor Glover Sr. watched from home as NASA unveiled that his son and 3 other astronauts will be part of the Artemis II mission. The 3-man, 1-woman crew will orbit around the moon and then come back to Earth to test new technology before Artemis 3 sends a landing crew to the moon.
Artemis 2 is more than a mission to the moon and back. It's more than a mission that has to happen before we send people to the surface of the moon. It is the next step on the journey that gets humanity to Mars.
He'll be the first person of color to actually go up to the moon, go around the moon, and come back. It's pretty amazing.
Glover Sr. says his son has worked really hard to get to where he is. Graduating from Ontario High in the 90s, Cal Poly for college, then became a Navy pilot before getting the call by NASA. Glover Jr. was the first person of color to live on the space station and was the first commercial pilot of SpaceX's Crew Dragon. Now another first, as the only person of color to fly to and around the moon. His father says the historical moment is not lost on his son or him.
There are young black kids out there that can now look and say, I can do that. There's somebody that looks like me doing what I would like to do down the road.
I'm Victor Glover. I'm the pilot.
We are ready.
We are going to the moon for all of humanity. We are artists.
Very exciting. We're so happy for him and proud. April is National Earth Month, and in its honor, a group of scientist moms are highlighting ways families can switch to clean energy and save money. So the group Science Moms has a new ad campaign called Cleanversations. It highlights the actions that parents can take every day to help keep their little ones safe. The goal is to help busy parents better understand the problems facing the climate.
To be completely honest, my kids are really up on this, and I think all of our kids probably are compared to us. So it's a good time to be thinking about what they need and how we can make sure that they have the prosperous, safe future that we all want for them.
She says there are 3 simple things moms can do. Swap, as in switching out your gas stove for an electric one. Share information about your changes. And speak up, encouraging other moms to spread the word about environmental issues. More Harry Potter magic could soon be coming to fans. This time, the books would be adapted into a television series for the streaming service HBO Max. So according to a report from Deadline, the new Harry Potter show would have each season focusing on one book in the series, which has a total of 7 novels. So before the show can be made, Warner Brothers has to draw up a deal with the book's author, J.K. Rowling, who has creative control over her works. Right now, she is in talks to join the project as a producer. Altogether, the Harry Potter movies have earned more than $9 billion at the box office worldwide. A retired kindergarten teacher in San Diego is using her free time to help at a hospital and fill the void for some of the tiniest patients. Livy Klimmer spends a few hours every week cuddling newborn babies at the neonatal intensive care unit at Rady Children's Hospital. So she does this when the moms and dads are away and can't be there to visit their babies. Most of the babies staying here are born prematurely, like baby Luna, who weighs barely a pound and was born a few weeks early. Livy also serves as a connection to the outside world these babies don't even know yet.
It's a gift I can give to be able to love. Some you sing to, some you pat, and your brother's right next to you.
Oh, Milo, you're looking at the world.
This has been Livy's routine for more than 6 years. I love it. It's so sweet. Research has shown human physical contact, like cuddling, helps premature babies gain weight, grow faster, and even develop more trusting relationships later in life. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. See you next time on The Rundown.